G'day, it's Pete here, and we're back for all the action from day 7 of the World Championships. So before I jump in, I want to answer a question about one of the hands I posed yesterday. There was an auction by Michael Kulkowski where he chose to bid 4 spades, and I really didn't know why. And other people had that question, but here's the hand in question. It went 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 no trumps, 4 spades, and 4 spades makes, and 3 no trumps goes down. But people were discussing this on Bridge Winners, and one of the things that they discussed here was East-West were playing Polish club, which meant that they couldn't actually have any 18 counts in their 1 spade opening. They would have opened a different range. So unlike 2/1, it caps out at a slightly different range. So when they open 1 spade, they can't actually have 18 points. So what does 2 no trumps actually show in there? So they said it probably shows a hand with a maximum 17 points, a 5-card spade suit, but also a problem for no trumps, because otherwise they might have upgraded to 18-19 originally, whereas they haven't done that, so they didn't really want to treat it as 18-19 balanced, so they chose to do it this way. So I thought this was a really good description of why they might have known how to actually bid 4 spades rather than 3 no trumps there. Let's jump into round number 19. And here's a hand where it just went pass, 2 no trumps, all pass. Now, whenever you play in 2 no trumps, and when it goes like 2 no trump opening and it goes passed out, it just like almost never actually makes. But here, they let a spade, and after that, the diamond fit together meant that they got 2 spade tricks, they got 5 diamond tricks, they got the ace of clubs, and they actually made an over trick here. At the other table, here, this passed hand elected to double 2 no trumps. I love the style of this. Now, they probably use this double here as lead directing, saying, hey, if you find the right lead, I think they're actually going down. And it probably means to lead a major and try your shorter majors, what I think it means. And here, if they find a heart lead, it can actually be beaten, but the defense is not so easy. So it goes heart lead, and they go up with the king. So they're on track to beat 2 no trumps here. And it goes spade shift to the king. And here, a heart continuation. Now, at this stage, if they continue with another spade, North-South don't have 8 tricks. They've got 5 diamonds. They got the ace of spades. They got the ace of clubs, but they don't have any more winners. But here, West knows if they don't cash their jack of hearts, they're not actually getting to it. And can they get to the dummy here? So here, they defended really well up to this point, but then they actually cashed the jack of hearts, which sets up the 10, which is actually necessary for their 8th trick. So here they get to win the ace of spades, and now ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, and when the queen falls, 2 no trumps actually makes. So the double was kind of on the money here, and it helped find the killing lead to beat it, but the defense here was still quite tricky. One of the thoughts here is when North opens 2 no trumps and South passes, the North hand's just going to be playing out of their own hand. They won't be able to get to the board to take any finesses. So it's always really tricky to try and play. So definitely an interesting spot to try and double. Here, I guess it was a good double, but still very tricky to actually play it out from there. So from the results from round 19, basically the top of the ladder did really well. Norway versus Switzerland, there was a battle there. Norway got the honours there, 38-12. And Poland versus India, another top table clash here, with Poland getting the win here. New Zealand versus Italy, so all the top teams are playing each other. New Zealand got a small win over Italy there. And also Israel had a really big win over Egypt. So here, most of the top of the ladder, they're either playing each other or got some big wins there. But also the race for 8th. I had my eyes on China, USA 2, USA 1, and Belgium. And here, Belgium got a big win over Panama. USA 1 played Ireland. I knew Ireland had a tough road. The big win here by USA 1 sort of puts Ireland just out of it. So they'll have a tough road home from here. And USA 2 had a big win over Morocco. So these four teams are still really in the hunt here for 8th place there. So jumping into round number 20. Here at both tables, North opened 1 no trump as like a mini no trump. Here it was a 10 to 13 point range. At the other table, they opened 1 no trump as well. And one of the things that crops up is a mini no trump, which is like weaker than a weak no trump, is sometimes used as a pretty destructive tool. And they often use it when you're first or second seat favorable vulnerability. Some people also do it when they're nil vol. So when you're not vulnerable, it's really hard to get punished if you open an ultra aggressive sort of no trump range here. So they sort of changed their whole system to get this preemptive value here. So here, North opened 1 no trump, South just transferred to spades, and they played 2 spades. And here, East-West actually have 24 points. But they never actually got into the auction here and just defended 2 spades. And they actually went 4 down in 2 spades. But at the other table, they also opened a mini no trump here. And here, East actually chose to double. South bid 2 spades to play. It went double for takeout, 2 no, 3 no. And they got to 3 no trumps with their 24 points. So the mini no trump didn't quite push them out here. And 3 no trumps with only 24 points, but most of the points in the North hand sitting under the 14 count actually plays pretty well with the ace queen of clubs here. So 3 no trumps rolls home, but I think it's an interesting choice of do we actually double? Now here, double actually worked out pretty well, but I'm not sure I would have doubled because partner was actually a passed hand. I'd be thinking with my 14 count, what are the chances that we're actually going to have a game contract here? And here you find partner with 10 points, a 5-card suit, and you can actually make 3 no trumps. But I probably, even though it didn't work, I probably would have sided with the side that didn't actually double here because partner's a passed hand. If it just went 1 no trump and it was me to act, I reckon, yeah, I'd probably double. But I would be looking at that passing, I probably don't have game. But it wouldn't have worked out for me. But interesting one, and I wanted to highlight the methods of the really aggressive 1 no trump opening, especially when favorable vulnerability. It's picking up a bit of steam. You might see it crop up more and more. But yeah, let's jump into the results from round 20. Egypt had a nice win over India, who was right up in the top of the field there. And the UAE knocked over Poland. Nice win over Poland. So the UAE has been taking down some of the top scalps here. They seem to be struggling elsewhere, but they are really good at knocking over the big dogs in the field here. So another great win that UAE got under the belt there. Also, Singapore beat Belgium. So here, Singapore had just a small win over Belgium, but Belgium trying to be in the hunt, not what they actually need. They're just pushing just to, like, they're not out of it yet, but that 15 VPs, it's going to be hard to catch up. But USA 1 and USA 2 both had good wins here. So they're like really knocking on the door. USA 2 is actually in. Netherlands have had a rough trot of it. They had a loss to Italy here, so they've actually dropped out of the 8 for the first time for a while. But USA 2 has now snuck in. So let's look at round number 21. So here's a match between Israel and Switzerland, and both tables managed to bid to 6 hearts here. And both tables got the king of clubs lead. Now, here I reckon this was an interesting play problem. You don't get much to work on here. But if you're looking at your losers, if you're looking from the south hand, you've got a club loser, you've got 2 spade losers, and you got a diamond loser. Well, you can trump your diamond, you can discard your club on the king of diamonds, and then you'll be able to trump 2 of your clubs. So all your minor suit losers you can trump. So you can trump your diamond, you can trump your 2 clubs after you play your king of diamonds. But here in spades, we're missing the ace and queen. So you have to choose how do you want to play the spades. So you could either run the jack, or you could play up towards the king of spades. You could play the jack to the king if you wanted as well. So here, we'll check out how they play. So here it went king of clubs. They won the ace, diamond over, and they drew a trump. and they ruffed another diamond, and then they drew another trump, and they took the king of diamonds here. Now, at this stage, they trumped a club and the queen fell, and now the jack of spades is led. East plays low. Here's the question. What do you play? Do you go up with the king, or do you play low? And what makes your choice here? So first of all, they can see the jack 10-9 in the dummy. So this isn't a spot where East should be covering with the queen of spades if they have it. Like if they couldn't see the north hand, maybe you'd get people where you'd lead the jack and they'd cover. To me, this looks pretty much like a straight up guess. And you have to choose, do you reckon you want to go up with the king or low? Now here, the one bit of information I've got is, well, West didn't choose to lead their ace of spades. They led the king of clubs. So if West had the ace of spades, maybe they'd lead it. Or like one of the things I go for is when people are against a slam, sometimes they consider leading their aces. But here, again, you don't have much. If they had the king, queen of clubs and the ace of spades, they're still going to lead the king of clubs. So to me, this is a pretty straight up guess. I don't think if East had the queen of spades, they'd cover it. I don't think if West had the ace of spades, they'd lead it. In these spots, I really try and look for any small clue that you have to go on here, and I can't really see it. To me, this is a straight up guess. And here they chose to lead duck it, and that lost to the ace. West did have the ace of spades here. At the other table, similar line of play, ace of hearts, diamond over, back over. They ditched their club, they ruffed. And here they led the jack of spades now, but they went up with the king and lost to the ace at this stage. So here, I think the one thing for me that might split it is if you lead a spade early in the hand like they did here, East might consider hopping up with the ace of spades because they might be worried you've got a singleton king. That's it. So I think maybe I would finesse the queen of spades, but I reckon this is a really close decision. But a slam swing was on the line for it, and Israel was on the better side of that. So let's look at the results from round 21. So there are a couple more upsets. Canada beat Netherlands here, and Hong Kong beat Belgium here. So those two teams, tough day for them. Netherlands was doing well, ended up 3 losses, not what they needed at the pointy end of the tournament, but there's still 2 rounds to go, and they are in the hunt here. They definitely can get back up. Belgium is now probably just too far away, being 20 off the pace. So really, I'd be looking at these top 11 teams to see who can actually get into the top 8 from here. Other teams that had good wins, China had a good win over Egypt. USA 1 and USA 2 both had good wins. So USA 2's rocketed up to 6th place here. USA 1 in 10th. India's now dropped out of the top 8, but still it's all pretty close up there. I'd be keeping my eye on the top 11. Netherlands will need a really good day to pull it off there, but any of the top 10 could easily make it there. So let's take a look at the results. So here, Norway in first, 11 VPs ahead of Switzerland and Poland in third in the Bermuda Bowl. In the women's, the Venice Cup, Poland in first with 319, Sweden in second, a distant third with France, but they've managed to jump Turkey, who had been in third for quite a while. In the seniors, the Diorsi Trophy, Poland in first, USA in second, and Denmark in third. And in the mixed, the Wuhan Cup, Italy in first, Germany in second, and USA 2 in third. So there are all the results from the World Championships. Just 2 matches to go before we find out who's in the quarterfinals. Exciting couple of matches, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.